Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 7 of my Let's Go Fishing series. In the last episode, we purchased our ship, the Naughty Naughty, and we're going to go out and set some lobster pots out. We're going to be doing some multi-pot today. We're probably going to do 15 at a time, and we've kind of trained up some of our crew here. I believe Victor, maybe? No, he is going to be sorting for us. I believe it's Josh. Yes, Josh will be baiting and setting our pots. So we're going to go ahead and stick him over there and let Derek here prepare some bait for him on our way out there. And we'll see y'all guys out there. How about that? Alright guys, here we are. We're over here in the area right now of this lobster habitat. So we're going to sail around for a little bit, see if we can't come across any good groups of lobsters here. And so we're going to drop these 15 multi-pots off in one go. We ought to be able to start raking in some really good luck now. Of course, the season only has about a month left, so once we end the season, we might just go ahead and skip to opening season. So that may be a possibility, but we'll kind of see where we're able to get there. How about that? Not seeing too much. Here we go. We're starting to get into some here, maybe. We'll go ahead and drop this line here. And there's our first string of pots away. We'll go ahead and let them get set up for the next set. He's over here chopping our bait up and putting it in the bait bags. And then we have our guy over here setting up our pots. This ship can hold 200 pots, which is actually quite a bit, because I think the biggest ship in the game for lobster fishing can only carry maybe 300, if I'm remembering correctly. So that's a pretty good sizable amount for such a small ship. So, alright, we'll get our next set ready to go once we find another group of them. Remember, we're looking for them to appear right down there, just like that. But we can't set it within 100 meters, so that's unfortunate. That's a pretty good little cluster right there. We'll go ahead and make the drop here, hope for the best. Gotta get our searchlight set up when we get ready to haul these bad boys. We're not going to get much off of that one, I'm afraid. We'll go ahead and turn and kind of head back in that direction again. We're getting some now on the sonar. Of course, Josh here needs to get these set up and ready to go. Alright, we're still within 100 meters. That is Josh, right? Yes, that is Josh. He's baiting and setting our pots. Look at that. This one's going to be a good one. I can feel it. Alright. The only downside to this ship is we've only got 22,000 right now. We can upgrade that to a maximum of, I believe, 40,000. So we're only going to set these 4 pots here. We're going to let them soak, and we will come back and we will let them soak, and we'll come back. We'll go back to port. We'll go ahead and hang out for a little bit and let those soak, harvest them, and then we should have enough money to purchase a little more storage capacity, and then we can set out more lines at once. This one might be a good one too. Alright, so we're all set up, so I'm going to go ahead and skip time until it's ready for them to be picked up. See y'all then. Alright guys, welcome back here. So as you can see, we've got some of our pots down here are ready to be picked up. You can see I've got the crew all in their stations. I've got my 2 sorters here, and I've got my pot hauler here, and then I have Josh over here. He's going to continue to bait and set these pots, so that as we're driving around here, sailing around here, we can drop some pots as we're picking them up. Now the good thing about lobster pots on strings like this is we can actually, as we're picking them up, we can still move. So we can actually set lines as we're hauling a line. And I don't know if that's intended, but you can. So as you can see, they're going to go ahead and haul in those 15 pots. And we're going to drop this set right here behind them. Now it can take them a little while to haul the pots in. As you upgrade your crew members, all it does is make them haul the line faster. It doesn't actually provide a yield bonus or anything like that. They just pull it up faster. Same with the sorters. You upgrade them, it's not that they're increasing your yield any, it's just that they are going to do it faster. And I don't know why the AI continually hauls by hand when there's a perfectly good winch right there, but they do. You can see how fast they're sorting them things. They move quick once you upgrade them. Or they get a little training under them, however you want to put that. And you can see Josh back there has already got another line ready to go. That's efficiency right there. And that's probably what I like the most about the lobsters, is the ability to be very efficient with being able to pick these up and set lines at the same time if you wanted to. But this part is definitely the longest, is the hauling portion. It's not like the fish where, you know, there's 10 fish on the line and that's, you know, could be 20,000 pounds worth of fish. With lobsters, it's, if you put out 15 pots, he's going to reel in 15 pots. If you put out 20, he's going to reel in 20. And I know this because I've personally tested and counted them. And there you go, he is done with that. So we will go ahead and get back ready to go to pick this next one. And we'll pick this one up, and as we pick it up, if we get some good sonar hits, then we will drop another line. So we got 6,000 pounds of lobster out of it. That's not horrible, it's not great, but it's not bad at all. We're going to go ahead and move him back over there and make sure he has enough bait prepared. And we'll go ahead and drop this line. Not sure how well these two will do since we just fished in these exact spots, but I kind of wanted to show y'all that you can, while you're hauling, drop more lines. Depending on how much we get out of this one right here, we may have to go back to port a little early without having that storage. I think I recorded earlier where we had got a lot of upgrades for the ship, but I ended up having to reload that save. I made a few mistakes. Can't even remember what I did now, of course. But I went ahead and reloaded that save and did what I needed to do. And by doing that, I couldn't buy some of the upgrades, so. We're going to go ahead and set this another line out right here. Might yield pretty decently. I'm telling you, he's working his butt off over there, hauling them lines in. The naughty naughty. I think that's just hilarious. Alright, there we go. We got 8,000 out of that one. That leaves us with about 6,000 left, so we'll go ahead and pick up line 3 here. We may end up having to throw some back. That's okay. If we can ever get over there, that's the only problem with this boat is it does not like to turn very well. Probably has something to do with the shape. It's pointed at the front, but it's pretty square overall. Probably not as I'm not sure what you call it in the water, but you know, aerodynamic, but for the water. But we'll swing on over here and pick this guy up and probably drop another line off and then head back to port and sell and hopefully get an upgrade. These guys back here putting in the work, I'm telling you. Couldn't do it without them. Look at them lobsters right underneath us there. Too bad we can't drop. go ahead and make a drop here. Probably won't get much off of it, but honestly I wasn't really paying attention. I just saw the ability to drop and I dropped, so. This is the only problem I have with this ship is when these guys are here, you can't walk through here. Instead, you've got to slap them with the door and then walk around. There that line goes. Could easily fall off the back of this ship if the game would allow you to. We can also sit down right here if we want to. Hang out, chill, take a break. Getting up is a little difficult sometimes. All right, we lost 1,000, so that's not too bad. Got 6,000 out of that, so we'll head on back into Yarmouth over here. Sell our catch. We'll let these guys take a break for a little bit. Except for Josh. Josh needs to prepare more bait, apparently. So, 196,000 there. That's not too bad. I'll take it. And then we need to upgrade our storage. Upgrade storage. We're going to be able to upgrade the engine too. Yeah, we can. Fantastic. And we'll upgrade our sonar, our buoys. And are we going to have enough? Yeah, we should have enough for adding our side thrusters. Grab sonar. No, we did not grab sonar. We will now. Alright, and I think that's all we're going to grab for now. We will head on back out there. Uh-oh. For some reason it kind of allowed us to and then didn't. Oh, something's blocking our... Yeah, another boat. Get out of the way. You know, I know there's a kind of like a Morse code type signal with the horns on boats. Just don't really know what it is. Like there's one for like passing on the port side or starboard side or leaving port, that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is. Don't know how that works, but I know it's a thing. Derek is my pot hauler. Rudy and Victor are our sorters. So we'll come back once these guys get these this set pulled in, and yeah, we'll go from there. Look at the dolphins. The dolphins were swimming alongside our ship there for a little bit. Alright, so we're back. We picked up that line last night. It's still, we got it on board. It was about 6,000, or sorry, about 7,000. And we've waited for the morning, and we're going to go ahead and haul these this pot here in. We'll collect as much as we can here. Oh, you heard the dolphins. Collect as much as we can before we have to head in again. Head into the port, that is. Where'd the dolphins go? Dolphins are another sign of fish in the area, according to the game's wiki. So if you see seagulls or dolphins around your ship, then usually that means that there's fish. So there's more ways to play. From my understanding, the seagulls and the dolphins are good indicators of where to drop nets if you're net fishing too. I'm going to go ahead and drop this pot here. I saw those lobsters right there. Looks like it might be a pretty decent little spot, at least in that one area. And you may be asking, Lone Star, why are you dropping 15 instead of 20? Wouldn't dropping 20 make more sense? And yeah, it might. 20 just makes it a really long time to pull those. You would be surprised that for some reason an extra 5 pots just makes it so much longer. It feels that way. So a lot of the times when using a boat like the Naughty Naughty, we're just going to drop 15 pots. Once we get to bigger ships, we'll start using 20s. But for now, we're going to stick to the 15. It just seems to work a little better, capacity wise and whatnot. Because I think the upper end of a 20 pot, you're looking at about 11,000 pounds worth of lobsters. And so that means we can really only pick up maybe 4 pots at a go at a single time. So don't bully me, it's just the way I prefer to do things. But we'll go ahead and drop one more line, that way at least these two will be on a similar timetable as soon as we find some decent area to drop again. We'll go ahead and make our drop, I guess. But I'll see y'all once we get a full cargo hold. How about that? Alright guys, so we're picking up this line here, and I think this one's going to be a pretty good one and probably finish out the rest of our run this go round. It's taken them quite a bit sometimes on some of these pots. There's quite a few lobsters in them, so every time you hear them hitting the bucket, they've thrown one in it. So they're almost, I mean, about the time they clear it, another one's hitting here. So that usually tells me there's quite a few lobsters in there. So this might be a pretty good run. This might fill up. We've only got about 14,000 remaining free cargo here, so this might put us up pretty close to it and get us ready to go back to port. So I'll keep you guys in the loop here in a minute. Alright guys, we just hoisted up our last pot. They're sorting it right now. So here in a minute we ought to be able to see 9,000, so that leaves us with 5,000 remaining there. So that's pretty good. The last two ones we pulled were really good. So we're going to head on back into port here and sell this catch, and we'll go from there. That's 345,000. I'll take it right there. Alright guys, well this is going to conclude our episode here, so like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the normal things we do. I'll let these guys take a rest while we take a break ourselves. So y'all guys take care. God bless.